Okay, we should be live, hopefully. And there's the chat, there's the stream. Okay, I think everything is working. I need to eat my freaking food, okay? So it's gonna take me a little bit to actually be playing. I need to eat. Grief. Windows update just like destroyed my whole stream. Okay. Eat my burgers, eat my mac and cheese. We're gonna play this game. No info needed. We're ready, bro. Oh, what? Oh, okay. I should Rayquaza. That's a cool Pokemon that you have there, Rowan. Yup. Literally, the game is sexist. I just kept clicking A and it selected boy automatically. I don't know. Barry is his name. Oh, baby. Let's do it. I really don't want to get this on this hoodie. Trying to be careful. Hi, Barry. Bye, Barry. Whoa, that was a sleeper agent noodle. It got caught on like the back of my fork somehow. If I went to go take a bite, that was totally gonna fall off on my hoodie. Wow. Freaking noodle was trying to get me. I don't know, dude. Do I have an item in the PC? I hope so. Nope. Wow. Get trolled. Get trolled, CJ. I can't wait to see what Pokemon I'm gonna get. I'm gonna pick this time because I don't have the tracker running. I don't know why. I guess it doesn't work on DS. I don't know. Or I have the wrong emulator. I don't really know, to be honest. But it doesn't work. That's all I know. Oh. Do I have to go to the... Wait. I don't know where I have to go, honestly. It's been too long. Oh, Barry. Okay, do I need to go in here, or... I didn't read any of that dialogue. I guess I do need to go talk to him. Bruv, can we just go get our Pokemon? Bruv! Okay, bye. Dude is on freaking speed. I don't think this was the right... No, this is not the right thing. Is it this one? No. It's this one. But I need to change... I need to edit the window capture. Where did this... Oh, it's down there. Okay. I can hide this window. And this one I just need to edit. Oh wait, no, I don't want to hide that one. Actually. Because this can work for the bottom screen. And then I can take this in. Make it a little bigger. And I can move the sub goal. Where's the chat at? Oh, the chat's right there. I forgot. Okay, so put the sub goal down here. Move this down. Leave the chat where it's at, probably, and then just make this bigger. It's not gonna be perfect, but, you know, I don't really care if it's perfect, to be totally honest. Okay, I need some taken off the bottom. Honestly, good enough for me. Okay. Alright, Barry, I'm coming. Can I have a Pokemon yet? I think Barry runs really fast because he wants to, like, escape Pokemon, or he's, like, been chased by Pokemon or something. Because doesn't he, like, tell us that's the plan to go? Is just to go really fast, right? Wait! You can't do that. You'll get attacked by a Pokemon. A Pokemon will get you. Pokemon, the new Pokemon comes out in 4 days, right? Does it come out on Friday? I'll probably play that on Friday. I mean, I say probably. I will play that on Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna Nuzlocke it or what I want to do. I'll probably attempt to Nuzlocke. Just figure it out as I go along. I don't really know how you're gonna Nuzlocke a game like that, but we'll try our best. Yes, we love Pokemon. We want a Pokemon, bruv. Oh boy. All right, what are my choices? Nope, we don't want Cherim. Nope, we don't want Cricketune. Golbat? I guess Golbat's my best choice. I guess Golbat's the best option. Oh boy. Time to lose the first battle, probably. Cherim. Okay. Do we know a flying move? We do not know a flying move. We know Horn Drill, we know Hydro Pump, we know Mega Drain and Scratch. These are not the greatest moves. And it knows Ice Beam! I'm dead! Goodbye, Cruel World! Alright. Open ROM number 2. Okay, this one. Alright, I gotta go get the ketchup off my hands. And off my freaking table, apparently, too. Okay, I'm gonna finish this last bite, and then I'm gonna go. Okay. Here we go. Run number 2. This is the run. This is the run. This one's going all the way. No way we lose. No way we lose to our rival 2 runs in a row. Right? 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 No, I don't need it. I don't need you to tell me how to do stuff. No. I don't want to. I know. I don't need this info, dude. Yes. No. I don't want to press any of the buttons. Okay, this time it's an unknown. Last time it was a freaking Rayquaza. Last time it's unknown. Sure, Pearl. Good name. Okay. Sorry, was responding to messages. Here we go. We're ready for run 2. I'm focused. I'm locked in. We're not going to die to a Cherrim this time. Bro, I feel like Golbat had to be the best choice there. No? Like, Golbat, Cherrim, or Cricketune. Who are you going with? It's got to be Golbat, right? Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it's got to be Golbat. They all sucked. Let's be honest. I don't want any of those Pokemon. I would have replaced any of them with whatever I could find, but I feel like if that's your options, it's got to be Golbat. Especially if you have no idea what moves or abilities they're going to have. Like, it has to be Golbat. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, leave me alone. Let me go and start my Pokemon journey. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly, Captain. Ba, ba, ba. All right, let's go get our Pokemon. Not listening to any of this dialogue. Don't care. L plus ratio plus don't care. All right, let's get a Pokemon. Not Goldeen, not Wigglytuff. Arcanine, absolutely. Hell yeah, brother. I'll take an Arcanine. Are you kidding me? I'll be honest, I'm probably going to get bored with this pretty quick. Because, like, the only thing that really matters is the base stats on the Pokemon. That's about it. Like, everything else is just completely RNG. So, I'm probably going to end up either playing Soul Silver or Radical Red before this week is over, if I had to guess. Okay, surely we can beat a Goldeen. If it knows a water move, I'm going to be triggered, though. Poison Gas, Sacred... Dragon Rage! We win! We win for free! Yes! Deuces, loser! Dragon Rage Arcanine, let's go! That's so pog. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see that you got Dragon Rage. Cyclist. Pearl. Get wrecked. I got a Pokemon. I got a Pokemon. I got running shoes, which I already had. Oh, baby. I'm so pumped. Arcanine with Dragon Rage. The early game is over. I just have to not faint any wild Pokemon and ruin it, like I have done on previous runs several times. Get out of the way, Barry. Barry, you're about to tick me off, brother. You're about to trigger me, Barry. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Freaking Barry, dude. Always so cringe. Barry always being cringe with his cringeness. Is there an item up here? I feel like if there's not, there should be. Bruv. No item up here? Bruv. Are you effing kidding me? All right. Oh, I have to go through this grass. Okay. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, hi. Hi, Barry. I mean, Pearl. Bye, Pearl. See you later, Pearl. All right, let's listen to Ruin Jibber Jabber. Arcanine, what are we naming you? What are we naming you? I have a good name. Rufus. I don't know, that's just what popped in my head first. Oh, let's do it. Thanks for the Pokedex, bruv. Let me go. Let me go. Thank you. Oh, here comes freaking Pearl. Oh, no, he gave me a TM. I can't use that, though, because it's not from the gym. Bro, the early game in this game sucks. It's so long. I just want to buy like 5 Pokeballs and then the other stuff that I need. Honestly, if I have 5 Pokeballs, I might not even buy anymore. I don't have any. Okay. Okay. Now I got some antidotes, I got some paralyzed heals, and I got some potions. We ready. We are ready. Excuse me. Beep, beep. Coming through. Oh, she's going to give me 5 Pokeballs, isn't she? Mother, father. What? Bro, this early game is trash. I don't want to go talk to my family. Bro, they aren't even my real family. I'm freaking adopted. I'm flippin' adopted, bruv. Just avoid as many wild Pokemon as we can, because we can't faint them for experience. Alright, let's talk to my mom. Tell her that I'm going on an adventure. Okay, or she's gonna make me rest. Okay, then she gave me a journal. No fucking way. Federal Appeals Court blocks Biden's student debt relief program nationwide. Are you kidding me? So we're not getting federal student loan forgiveness. Great. Awesome. So it has to go to the Supreme Court basically at this point. Whew. You forget how rough life is for so many people, man. I can believe that the appeals court blocked the student loan forgiveness. It's just so frustrating, man. It's like, can we please just do something nice for people? Like, no. Big businesses and corporations and rich people are the only ones that can fucking get any help from anyone. Everyone else just, like, every individual average citizen just has to freaking suffer and struggle and fight for oxygen their whole life. They just have to, like, barely keep their head above water their entire life. They just can't, we can't do anything for those people, can we? It's so frustrating. I wonder if Destiny or anybody's talking about it. I bet he's not, because he's got so much shit going on. Kind of curious, though.
If you guys want your arguments to be heard, we can say. Sorry, what happened?
I don't care. It's not an accusation of like calling Max rape though. Like he literally owned
Calling
that.
someone a rapist is an accusation of rape.
No, but he.
Nope, they're
he
still
said
on
that
this
himself.
stuff.
That's what he said.
He's not going to talk politics. Too busy with all of the drama. Is she really teaching me how to catch Pokemon right now? With her Chimchar that's using Leaf Storm? Bruv. Can't faint you, Seal. Stay away from me and Rufus, or we will destroy you with our dragon rage. Oh, trainer battle, here we go. The first real test. Horsey. Dragon rage. You will feel the rage of the dragon. I can't believe I have Dragon Rage and Sacred Fire, dude. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Sacred Fire on Arcanine. Seems pretty good, man. I didn't even check to see what my ability and stuff is. How do I even... There we go. It's X button. All right, Rufus, what you got? Oh, we don't even know. Adamant nature, like spicy food, truant. What? I have truant? No way, dude. I get an Arcanine and it has truant. A Pokemon can't attack on consecutive turns. I have to swap it out then, right? Oh my god. Well, as soon as we find something decent, I'll swap this out because it, of course, has mother flippin' truant, dude. That's unbelievable. I can't believe it has Metal Claw, Dragon Rage, Sacred Fire, and Poison Gas, and then it gets Truant. That's just unreal. I can't believe my freaking Arcanine has Truant. That is so cringe. I am upset. I am very, very upset. Okay, so there was a seal in this grass, and there's another seal in this grass. Seal is not better than a Truant Arcanine, honestly. I would rather have a Truant Arcanine than a seal. Pretty sure I swapped that seal, and I'm just gonna lose. Pachot Berry. Don't know what that does. Bro, such a good Pokemon, and it has the worst ability. The actual worst ability in the game. I think it's the worst ability in the game. If not, it's top 5 for sure. I'd rather have an ability that does nothing, like freaking suction cups or whatever, than this trash. Like, Truant even being in the game is stupid. If that was their way of balancing a Pokemon, then they should have just done something else. It's so lame. It's like this, like maybe Slow Start is worse than Truant, because at least Truant, you get to attack and then you have to wait the turn. Slow Start, like you don't get to attack the first turn and you could just get one shot. If only I had Galarian Weezing, right? All right. Oh, I probably should have seen what Pokemon were here before facing the trainers, but that's okay, I guess. Rufus papping off. Okay, let's go see what Pokemon are over here, even though it's probably going to be way too hard to switch at this point. Dire Hit. No, I don't think I want a Hoot Hoot. I think Truant Arcanine is better than that. It's just so crazy. Of all the abilities it could have had, it had to be Truant, didn't it? I'm never going to stop talking about it. Staravia is probably better. All right, let's catch that. Or Or try to. We'll replace our freaking Arcanine, unless this thing's ability sucks. If this thing's ability sucks, I'm just gonna mauled and freaking rage quit. Don't use Toxic. Don't do that. Nice. All right, it really sucks to have to replace this freaking Arcanine, but you know, is what it is. No, I don't want to give you a nickname. I'm sad. I'm sad and I'm mad and I'm maulding and I'm everything at the same time. Let me put my other Pokemon in front. All right, let's look at the Staravia. Solar Power. Boosts special attack, but lowers HP in Sunshine. Okay. Not helpful unless we have Sun. Flame Wheel, Toxic, Water Spout, Mirror Shot. Okay, good enough. Now we just gotta try to freaking level it up without dying. Where's that Pokemon Center? Okay. I hate how, like, bad the DS... I hate D-pads, man. I like joysticks. Not a D-pad fan. Alright, Rufus. It was nice knowing you. It's a shame you had such a garbo ability. It's actually insane to me that it had that bad of an ability. Oh, man, that's triggering. Okay. We're going to try to get over it. We're probably never going to. But we're going to try. Do I need to talk to all these clowns? Wait, what did he say? Oh, I have to go to the trainer's school? Great. I'm going to go level up my Staravia first because I don't want to do all of this nonsense just to die as soon as I go battle this trainer. So let's go fight a trainer and see what we can do. Uh-oh. Air Slash. Yeah, it's only like, you know, 6 levels higher than me. I'm only just turbo dead. Just have to, like, use potions and hope that it, you know, doesn't attack me, I guess. Okay, it's faster, but it went for Tailwind. All right, I have a plan. Toxic. We're going to Toxic, and then we're going to Potion Stall. We just need it to not crit. Okay, the Toxic missed. Cool. We only have so many potions. This is about the only game plan we have, though. We need it to not attack. Damn it. That one turn was probably the only turn we were going to get, huh? Well, it's Tailwind petered out, so maybe it'll use that again. Right? We can hope, right? We missed the Toxic again! Okay, dude. It just is what it is. We just lose. Alright, potion again. Yep, I'm dead. Oh, it crit me finally, so I'm dead. Yeah, this is not super fun. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I want to listen to Destiny stream. I'm gonna do that while I'm playing.
Directly as to
The only reason why I say it
what-
depends on the story is because, like, if the woman were to say something like, "Oh yeah, I nodded my head like 3 times and gave him the thumbs up," then I would say, "Yeah, sure." But if she was like,
Okay.
"No," usually I'll give kind of people a wink, and then I'll say no, but I'll give people a wink, and I think that's like my go sign. I would say, "I don't care about your testimony. You're having rapists have sex with you, and you enjoy it." That's what I would say.
So I'm not sure that's relevant. Well, maybe it is. So you think
No, I
that
don't want the
negates
control
whether
info.
or
I'm
not
actually just
Mr.
gonna reload
Earl
the
got a
game.
good read on whether she was consenting in the moment? Because I feel like a big part of the indictment of the character is that he misread the nonverbal cues from
I don't
this
even
woman.
believe he misread the nonverbal cues. I
Okay,
think he was
so-
just reading whatever the fuck you wanted to. But if somebody gives you an explicit no on this time frame where you don't even know the person, and then you're saying, well, if they gave me a look in their eyes afterward, I don't even care what the person's intention was. You're basically just like looking for rapists, and then you're getting off on people like fucking you because they're rapists, and you like that, which is fine.
Listen,
guess.
I agree with you. This is why my prescription is to, just always go for the.
Wait, what
verbal
part? If
shit
you
in
just said
that
you
moment.
agree with me, then what are we arguing about? What
Well,
part? You obviously must
I'm
disagree with
trying
some
to,
part of it.
what I agree with you is about the prescription and how people materially end up using these things, not necessarily whether or not he should be impugned for rape. I think he committed an act. The actual action would be materially rape. It's whether or not I can say he's a rapist.
Okay,
that
well, what's the
I'm-
difference? What is a rapist? Versus...
Because when we're talking about the intention of somebody's actions and whether or not they're the it's like what you said earlier with
Wait, why does the
somebody
intention
walking-
matter at all?
because it's whether or not we can impugn him on the grounds that he himself intended to rape.
Okay, well then let's say that I think that like it's totally normal to get a woman like blackout drunk before I fuck him because that's just kind of like the culture in my college. Am I like a rapist or not really? Because that's just like the culture.
I'd say so because
well, what
your culture, the intention of your culture.
Whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
when
whoa!
I-
But
when
now
I
we're
say-
removing
when
the
I say-
intention from the individual. We're talking about intention of the culture. Now it sounds like we don't care about the intention of the individual.
You just said culture though, because of the culture, and so the intention of the culture that you perpetuate. No.
Well, then I would say
we
the
can
intention of
throw out
Max.
culture.
Then I
You
would say
said
the
culture.
intention of
I'm
Max's
using-
culture then of like just like hearing a verbal no and then still going for it afterwards.
Okay, so the example I was trying to bring up was the previous one that you said of somebody going into a room, somebody's blackout drunk or whatever. You come up, you fuck them. They say, "Wow, thumbs up later," right? They give you the thumbs up later. I think whether or not somebody is a rapist will be whether or not somebody feels raped doesn't mean that the person who did that to them is a rapist. Do you understand? Do you agree with that?
Doesn't mean that the person who, yeah, I think that's what I already said.
Okay. So then, if that is true, then wouldn't you agree with the idea that raping somebody doesn't automatically make you a rapist in the same way we mean when we talk about, like, for instance, intentional rape? There has
I
to
don't know
be
how
two
those two
different-
things connected at all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hit me up.
So there's individuals that intend to rape people, and there's individuals who don't, who do it by, accident.
Negligence.
Yeah, negligence or whatever. And those are two separate groups. Do you agree with that statement?
People that unintentionally rape versus people that intentionally rape?
Yeah, as we've
Sure,
described
yeah,
it in
probably.
these
Yeah,
examples.
sure, okay, yeah.
Do you believe that Max is an intentional rapist?
Oh man.
'Cause I
You're
feel
getting
like
the problem is like where does the intention come from? Because again, if I go back to that drunk one, what if the guy's legitimately like, well, I really thought that like girls just like to get blackout drunk and that's how they have sex. Like that's how I've always heard everybody say it.
So,
Like, are you an
I-
intentional or unintentional rapist at that point?
I would say it's intentional, not based on. I would say just based on the reasonability for somebody to go through their life and not be able to do that. Technically, is it possible? Sure.
Well, then
in like
I
a
feel like we've
vacuum
made it
hypothetical.
but we've made intentional, unintentional mean anything now at this point. Like,
no, it's about the reasonability of whether or not you're so sheltered that you know to not.
well, if we
fuck
say
people that are
reasonability, I'm
black.
going to say reasonably. When somebody says no, that means no. Especially for somebody
Okay,
you just met that day.
that's absolutely fine, but that's not the question that I'm trying to ask. The question that I'm trying to ask is whether or not you would put Max in the same category as somebody that like sees a completely blacked out woman and then walks up and rapes them.
Yeah.
In comparison to
Yeah, I
you would?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. You think there's no meaningful difference between
I think
know,
that
so-
somebody in Max's position, giving the argument that he's given now, could say something like, well, yeah, of course. The reason why she got blackout drunk is because earlier she really wanted to fuck me, but she couldn't get over her nerves and anxiety to do it. So she got really drunk with the assumption that, like, later I would, obviously. That's what he would say, I think. Yes, it's the same it's the same line of reasoning.
I'm sorry, run me back through that line of
Max
reasoning?
would say the reason why they got blackout drunk is because they wanted me to fuck them, but they were too nervous or anxious to do it before. But the alcohol helped them like get over that. So obviously, I'm not raping them; it's what they wanted me to do.
All right,
I
let's
think
see what we
that's
get.
he would say.
And you think that's the logical extension of the nonverbal argument?
Of
Shieldon,
hold on,
Apom.
you guys keep
Sharpedo.
saying
have to go for
nonverbal
Sharpedo.
argument. My problem hasn't had
course.
anything to do with it being nonverbal.
Hi,
It
Senior
was
Master
nonverbal
Shadow. How are
after a
you?
verbal no. It's
Yeah,
a
correct.
huge
I'm gonna turn this down a
difference.
little bit. It's a little
Yes,
loud.
I agree.
So yes, I think his argument's the same thing. He said, okay, she said no. You know, they were blackout drunk, but she was giving me kind of a look. But why would she get blackout
Oh,
drunk in
boy.
my place?
Let's see if
right?
we can beat
so
this
even
guy's
if she
shield
said
on or
no,
Ambipom
well, she was
or
blackout
Apom.
drunk. Like I think they were giving
Engineer
me a look where
Pearl.
they
I'm
got
doing
so
all right.
wasted. They're like obviously I think they
I'm
wanted
kind
me
of
to fuck them.
tired. I'm
That's
not
why they
really
were
feeling
blackout
like
drunk on the
streaming,
couch.
but
Yeah,
I
think the
kind of
logic
wanted
is
to
the
just
same.
do it
It's a
anyway.
one-to-one
So
pair.
here we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Soft-weld,
I
spider
don't
web,
really agree with
teleport, and
that
Giga
because
Drain.
in the case of being
Okay, we're
blackout drunk,
slower.
there is
Of course
nothing
it
that
knows
you
a super
can possibly
effective
do
move.
to re-give
Why
consent
wouldn't it
in
know
that
a super
situation.
effective move?
But when you are
Is this thing steel or rock type?
Stone Cold
cognitively
Soap.
aware,
Steel.
yeah, you are able to re-give
Dang.
consent. So there is no
Um,
circumstance when
think
you're
I'm gonna try to
blackout drunk
slow it
where
down.
you can
Hopefully
ethically
this
go back
doesn't
and, oh, yeah,
put me in
let's
death
fuck that
range, and
person.
hopefully I'm
But
faster
in
now.
the case of you being
Oh,
cognitive,
that
it
just makes it
absolutely
to where
is.
it can't
I
escape.
think
I'm
the question
trolling.
is just a degree here. I don't.
Bro, I hate this
can
game.
agree
I
and
don't
can
like
break
this.
bread with the idea that like
It's just
um,
all
that it was
RNG,
a
and I'm
rape
just
in that
when you're 3 levels down.
took a
It's just so
strong
hard.
verbal no, and that he turned that into a
All right,
sexual
new
interaction.
ROM.
I can break bread with that, but I don't
think I'm on
break bread with
18.
the idea that is one-to-one the same.
Oh
as, like,
man, and this
somebody
game's
just
early
walking
game
up
is
to somebody completely
garbage.
passed out on the couch and going like, "Oh yeah, here we go."
Okay.
I don't think that's the same.
That's
I
fine.
think
I think Max's is either the same or Max's might even be a little worse. Yeah.
really worse than that.
Giving a verbal no is really hard for most people. Like you're an exceptional woman if you can get that far and still say no. That takes a lot to say no at that
I
point.
agree.
So
Yeah, I think
the
that's
fact
true.
that a verbal no is given, you're gonna need
This is Kaizo
way,
Ironmon.
way, way
Oh, I
more
screwed
to
up and
overcome
did the
that
stupid
than just, like, a
controls thing.
fucking wink. That's insane to me. Like it's not like this whole conversation is fucking.
If you want to know what
insane.
Kaizo Ironmon
now
is,
we're
you
in a
should
weird
Google it
position now.
because
We're not.
I
There's a
am
couple
not
things.
gonna
Well, we
list
are,
off
because now you're
all of
basically
the
saying that
rules.
whether or not it's rape,
Because it'll take way
depends
too
on
long.
whether or
Just
not the
Google
woman gives
Kaizo
a
Ironmon,
stronger
or
signal
here, I'll
that
post a
has to be-
link if it'll let me.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
the only. I'm
I
the
mean,
only person
is
that has
going to be how
any.
it works. Though.
I am the
Yeah.
only person that has any understanding of
There
like
you go.
reasonable signals that you can give for sex. What?
There's the
Okay, but the intention of what the signal
rules.
to mean and what the signal can be, as long as it's presented in some way, is just
basically it's a
arbitrary.
Nuzlocke.
But
So if a
when I asked you
Pokemon
for a minimum,
dies, I
you said,
lose. I
don't
only
know,
get
it
one
could be a lot.
Pokemon.
I think
Abilities
it's
and
not just about a minimum.
moves are
It's about a minimum
random.
to overcome a
There's
verbal
a
no.
level
Yeah,
booster
it is
for
about
the
that.
That minimum
enemies.
is gonna be
I only
high,
can play with one
huge.
Pokemon at a time. If I
Well,
want to
you
get a
said it
new
could
one, I
be
have to
not.
decide
You said I don't know. It could be a lot.
I
and
know,
catch it
but
before I
literally
see
said
anything
it could be
about
like
it.
a-
Technically,
like nodding your head like 5 times. It's not gonna be like a little. It's not gonna be subtle.
I can't train
You
on
cannot-
wild
here's a hard rule with
Pokemon.
you. You cannot overcome a verbal.
It's just
no
basically
with
like a
subtle
challenge
body
that's
language
like
yes.
super
Can't do
RNG
that.
that you're like meant to
I'll
lose.
say hard rule. You can't do that.
Okay, so in that
I
case,
agree with that.
whether or not it's rape is up to the woman to be sure to give a stronger signal
Holy
than
freaking
what she may have
messages,
given.
man.
Yeah.
Even if she intended to give it, intended for it to be interpreted.
Yeah,
in a
you might
certain
fuck
way.
up, sure. The person could be a rapist, and that's just who you would try.
So I think that might be where the disagreement lies between us because I would agree with that from the perspective of how we should interact with people, but I think when we're talking about meaningfully why I care about rape, it's not because they didn't give the right signal or whatever. It's because their autonomy, they feel as though their autonomy is violated and that their autonomy was inside of a situation, not whether or not their signals were this, that, or the other. So an indicator that we could use, this was a kind of a previous point, that Max did pick up maybe on the right signal was that the individual wanted to continuously see Max after that point. And I think that is a signal that perhaps he read that situation correctly.
Okay.
So when
I don't want to get into this, but like what you're just saying is so wrong, and I feel like a fucking SJW. But what you're talking about is rape culture, like unironically, like the idea that you can fuck somebody and they'll end up liking it afterwards, and like, well, they hooked up with me a second time, like they fucking came back, like, did I really rape this bitch the first time? Like she literally came back for more dick, like that. It is. No, stop saying It is the fact that you would even say that is so unbelievably fucking wrong. Okay, it's not.
Okay,
that's
wait,
not.
So then you misunderstand my point off of that.
Okay,
My point isn't supposed to be that the action itself isn't rape because of that. What I'm saying is that the signs he interpreted as a thumbs up are more likely to have been properly interpreted with that being the case. Not necessary, not sufficient, but it is more likely that he probably read the signals right based on them wanting to continuously interact with him in the future.
Sure, inductively, that's probably true. Maybe, yeah.
Also,
I feel like that's
part-
almost
that
certainly
part
true.
is an afternote that was added in content afterwards. In that content that he put out, he says that he never heard back from her and he doesn't know how she felt about
No,
it.
that's not
That was
true.
the initial
That's-
video that we listened to. Yes.
No, he says she fucking called him back. And, oh, maybe in the original.
No,
video. Who
the
knows? Maybe he
initial
changed the story,
video.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
we can
what
all
I'm
fucking
saying.
watch it again.
That's not really necessarily
Gaslight
relevant to the
Supreme.
point that I'm making.
No, I
And
think
the
that
no
that's
jumper one
relevant
was
because
gross.
No, it's not relevant to the point that I'm making.
No, I think it is
personally.
relevant for someone who just wants to be able to have this conversation out there without being crucified. If they come back later on and change parts of the story that make it seem better, I think that is super relevant.
Well, if they change the parts of the story, then sure. But I'm having a
That
conversation.
is a
We're
change
having
to the story.
we're having a conversation about the ethics of rape in
Bro,
general,
just give me
not
my Pokemon.
necessarily whether or not materially
In the
the
technicalities
matter of
of what it is
facts.
and
Yeah,
isn't.
we're not
Okay, but if you guys
deducing the matter
invoke
of
the
facts
fact
of
that
where
she
he stood. And
If you invoke the fact that she calls him and hangs out with him afterward, like later on, then yeah, I'm going to check that because that's not something that was in the original content.
but we agree that that's where it's at right now, right? Based on the story.
I don't know if that's the case.
Oh, okay. I apologize if I was running with a misunderstanding of where the facts currently lie. But I think when I'm having this discussion, what I care a lot about is trying to make sure that we can understand how Max can interpret these social signals or whatever, and whether or not he interpreted these signals in an accurate way. Not whether or
Electrike.
not,
Vigoroth is pretty
a rape had
good.
occurred, because
We're
I
going
agree
Vigoroth.
and I think he said as much. He agrees by all technical and
If I lose this one,
matter of
honestly,
fact,
I may just be
it's
done. I
rape,
know I've
rape,
only
rape.
streamed for about an hour, but
it's about
I'm not really
whether or
feeling it
not
tonight. And honestly, this freaking
how
game
those
is
social dynamics
not
work in
great.
material reality.
I need to
whether or
just
not
get
that
set
is
up
a
to play like Radical
sustainable
Red or
understanding
Soul Silver
of
or
rape
something.
that preserves what we want to preserve for
Weightlifter?
essentially the consequences of
Smoochum.
rape.
Surely
Because
we can kill a Smoochum,
if
right?
it does count as rape, if Max can be labeled a rapist on the same level as a violent rapist because he went with a
Nice.
nonverbal
Super effective and got the
cue,
flinch. That's Pog.
in spite of or over.
The more I see these
Try to
challenges, the
using
more I
nonverbal
think
cue.
people like to suffer. Yeah, honestly, this is like a fun one just to kind of pick up and play, though, not to like take too seriously. You have to just be okay with the fact that you're just gonna like lose on repeat. Like with this one, you just are gonna lose on repeat. It just is what it is. RNG is gonna kick your butt like 9 times out of 10. And if you can keep that mentality and keep playing, it'll be kind of fun. But I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I might. So I'm probably just gonna play like Radical Red, or go back to my Soul Silver Doubles
Really
Nuzlocke.
good at hiding she's drunk, and then they fuck, and then
I agree that
I
there's
don't like to
different
lose to
levels, but
RNG,
now we're-
honestly.
now we're
I'm
not
not that
arguing
type
whether
of
they
person.
played
I'm not a
football
big
because
fan
rape
of
is. Now we're arguing
losing
whether or not we need, like, different
to
types of,
RNG.
like, rape
Yeah.
signifiers.
well,
My
so
problem
that
is
is a
when women
that is a
wanna come
large part
forward.
of the conversation, I think. for
When
me,
women
at
or
least.
men want to come forward, this is the language that they have to work with. Maybe you want to make new words, and that's fine. But when people are trying to make claims and shit like that, you have to allow them to use the language that everyone else
nobody-
uses.
Well, sure, yeah. I'm not saying that anybody
Okay,
here that
my
used the
phone is
word
just fucked, got
rapist
it.
needs to be canceled. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm stating is that I think that there is a material, meaningful difference between what Max was described doing himself and like a violent rape that we can all think of inside of our minds.
It
Like,
just seems like when
do you
we
not
have
see
this
how that could be, like,
conversation, But,
Sorry,
like, when
say
we
again.
have-
There's two people talking. Go ahead.
It
Carrie,
feels like
go.
when we have this conversation, what a lot of people will take away from it is, oh, if I'm not violently raped, I should never call what happened to me rape.
No.
How many
I don't-
resets have
well,
you done
oh,
just
sorry,
for the
let me-
first
I
battle?
guess if that's true, then
This
that's
is
not
my
That's
point.
how it sounds like it's coming across.
fifth run.
Okay. That isn't my intention.
I don't know what run
My
this is. This is
intention
my
to
fifth run,
do
maybe.
Is to show that there are non-verbal things that
I've beaten the
people,
first
ways
battle
that people communicate when they interact sexually.
once.
That does meet the merit of
I think
rape,
this
like
is the
you
second time I've
example,
beaten it,
dude
actually.
walks into a bar, chick is
This is the
blackout
second
drunk,
time I've
looks
beaten it.
Otherwise, fine. They go home together.
Out of
they sleep
5, I
together.
think.
Was she raped? Everybody? Yes, no. Round for the class. Cherry, was she raped?
The first battle is all luck. Once you get past the first battle, it gets
Dude
easier.
walks into a bar,
Unless
chick
your
is blackout
Pokemon has a
drunk, she otherwise
garbage,
looks
garbage,
completely
garbage
capable
ability.
and
Like,
sober.
I had an
They go home
Arcanine that had
together, they
Truant.
sleep.
I got
They fuck.
past the first battle
Was
because it
she
knew
raped?
Dragon
Yes or
Rage.
no?
And then after that, I swapped it out for another Pokemon because Truant is trash,
But I think there was
and it didn't work out so well.
She just got raped.
Based take. Thank you.
59?
That's what
No.
I'm trying to get at.
Not
here,
59.
Is when we're talking
2 out of
about
5.
somebody
This is
being
my
a
fifth run, I
rapist,
think.
we need to have
5.
those levels because I agree she was raped 100%. But was there somebody to be condemned? Was there an action to be condemned? No.
Let's see what
The-
our
the
ability
individual
is.
went to a bar. He picked up a chick that looked sober, and there was. That's
Yeah,
it.
Adaptability
Let's
powers
match
up moves of
Seems
the
like there
same
is an
type.
action to be condemned.
So does that power up moves
I
like that are
agree,
normal
there is an
moves,
action to be
or
condemned.
because that's a good
I
ability
think
if that's the way that
though,
works? I
when
don't remember
we're-
how adaptability
the
works.
issue
To
that
be
I'm
honest,
having is when you say that he is.
I
On
think
the
it
equivalent
powers up
level
whenever
of
you
the, like,
use a stab
most
move,
violent-
right?
Well, I'm not going to say most, but it sounded like you said violent.
I think that's what it
rapists,
That he
does.
doesn't give
and
a
in
fuck
some
about
cases
consent.
worse.
The point is that he thinks he got consent. And like calling him a rapist implies that he's having the sex forcefully or without without any regard to the consent, whether or not the sex is wanted and consented to.
And correct, and I believe that he did have regard for it, but he didn't have regard for it. I think in a way that probably all of us agree that he should have, right? He should have
Yes.
had more. Correct. All right. So all of us are in agreement that he should have been more considerate. He should have taken the nonverbal to the greater degree of which Destiny has been making that argument the entire time that a verbal no needs a ridiculous amount of added nonverbal, preferably just verbal, retracking in order to get to the point where in which you have the green light for sex. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, is like the levels. So are you still of the opinion that Max is on the same level as like that violent rapist kind of caricature thing?
Violent caricature? No, but like ordinary like rapist that like ignores like when women say no? Yes.
I actually. what
Can
do
we
you
all
think of
watch
that,
the
Supreme?
clip?
I think I'm
Oh my
fine with
God.
that.
Can we all watch the
I think
clip?
I think I'm okay with that.
Where's
Are
the
you
one
okay with
clip?
that, Supreme?
No, he's not okay with that.
Can you repeat it?
Link me the clip we watched last night.
I
play
don't
the
care about
fucking clip.
nicknames.
That's just as bad as you just doing the someone
It's
just showing
bad
the Pinocchio
to
clip.
listen to the.
Wait, hold
I
on,
know.
Here's the story.
Supreme. Why don't you disagree with the?
Wait, let's all watch.
I don't know
the
what
clip.
I'm
Let's
not
all watch.
disagreeing
Let's
with.
all watch the clip, okay? Okay.
Here's the story.
Okay, here we go.
I don't make content in 30-second clip.
Story. A couple years ago, I matched with a woman on Tinder. I say woman because she was 46. Anyway, we got frozen yogurt. She came over. We got naked. I got naked. Then we both got naked. We started making out. Sex kind of makes me anxious, so I don't like a ton of foreplay. To me, it should be like tearing off a Band-Aid, right? I'm trying to be patient. Finally, I get her on top of me. I put my dick in place, like right at her vagina, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. She holds perfectly still and says, I'm not ready. Clear as day, no mistaking her meaning. She doesn't consent. But she has this look in her eye, like she's daring me to just push it in. Like I'm some kind of pussy if I don't. I could have been
Yikes.
imagining that, but I grabbed her
Could have
shoulders
been
and pushed her
imagining
down
that.
on my dick. Did she like that I did
Could have
that?
been imagining that.
I think so.
Huh?
She probably had mixed feelings about it. Was it rape? Yes. I guess. I don't know. She told me not to, and I did it anyway. That makes it rape. Did the cops show up later? No. Did she want to meet up again? Yeah. Does that mean it's not rape? No. It's rape. But I don't feel bad about it. I don't know how she felt about it. If you're
Jesus.
watching this, let me know in the comments. Here's the story. A couple years
Bruv. That's really bad. He literally... Yeah, that's not good.
So, that is here's what I want to get to. So to you, what makes it rape is the fact that the level of the signal that he received, even if it was intended, would not be sufficient for consent, and so it's definitionally rape. Am I understanding that correctly?
Any nonverbal,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, no detail of this has changed. This is the video that we watched 1 year ago, and he wasn't a rapist then. He wasn't a rapist 2 months ago. He
Okay,
wasn't a rapist.
hold on.
Based on these
Can
details that have
I-
not changed until
Okay,
today.
go ahead. Yep, keep going. Okay, yep, I'm spiteful. Okay, can somebody give me the video, the link to the video that I watched when he was describing it to the woman on the couch? Because this is the one that I watched, I think, when I was playing Dyson Sphere program. I did not watch this clip a year ago or whatever the fuck. But so somebody link me the one that.
Relevant.
Kinda-
You think he's a rapist, right? Or that he
No, I wouldn't call him a rapist, but I think he raped somebody.
Okay. And but you
Based.
don't think he's a rapist, right?
Correct, because I think so. I was going to ask Steven this, but I don't think this is a good moment to do it. I think when we call somebody a rapist, we are trying to do something with that, and I think that's not just. It's like, for instance, has a white person said the N-word? Yes. Are they a racist for the rest of their life? I think what we mean when we use these labels is something different than just saying they did something. I think it implies some condemnation of their character, and I think that the condemnation of Max's character here to rapist just doesn't make sense to me.
So you want to use
could
it
be-
like an adjective, not a noun? Is that's your beef with it?
well, I would argue this is how everyone ought use it. Do you agree that any white person that's ever used the N-word in a derogatory term will forever be a racist then?
I want to go back to the other example because like.
Where's the YouTube video that I watched? Destiny, is this it? Or do I? Oh, I can't go on.
And I'm not
YouTube.
even saying I should have done it.
I'm not gonna be able to find it. Fuck. There was like a timestamp that I'd watched before. So the proper. It's this video. Somebody linked the video. It was on another link. Somebody linked that video on the other link. Why don't you watch the no jumper version? Because that's not the one I watched originally.
Okay. Bro,
Okay, so
people
this was at,
message
like,
back
41
too
minutes, I think.
fast.
40 minutes.
She said she's not ready.
It's insane.
Or actually, fuck it. I can just listen to the video on here. Go back to 121. Because they're his attacks, they're his questions.
Shinx
What I'm gonna-
sucks.
Oh, we'll go back to 120. This fucking loser's still talking.
Definitely keeping this Vigoroth, honestly.
To like even be willing to have this.
If I can get a
conversation
decent normal move, he'll be a god.
in and of itself. But I don't think she's like.
Although then he'll evolve, and who knows what he'll evolve into.
I don't think a lot of us do, unfortunately.
I like how this interview has just turned into like you showing me YouTube.
I agree, but I think you're giving him a bit more credit than her. I think you can do a lot better to reach out here. No, I don't think I'm giving that much credit at all. Maybe you hear me vocalizing more. I can vocalize more. Like I said, like I think a lot of his ideas. The reason. Okay, let me see if I can do this. The reason why I'm critiquing her is because I want to hear better critiques of him. So he's the kind of, we'll say, like the aggressor in this conversation. He's come here to put forth challenging assertions to her ideology. He's here to fight against feminism, essentially, right? So I'm not going to be critiquing him saying like, oh, well, he should be asking these types of questions, because I would be on the defensive side here. I would be the one defending it. So my critiques are going to be, I wish she would have brought up this point, or I wish she would have said that. I can't really critique like his questions because they're his attacks, they're his questions. What I'm going to be critiquing is like, well, how is it being received? Like, what's the other side saying, basically?
You on YouTube too, so that's
Fuck you. The video says that consent. Oh, if I show it to you, then I have to put it in the video, and then this video will get fucking taken down. The video.
see, I'm helping you. I'm helping you by having standards.
The video says that.
I'm sorry.
The video.
my God.
We gotta talk.
I
Yeah, we gotta
consult-
kind of.
yeah.
The video says that consent is not a simple yes or no. I gave an example of a time I had sex. One of the very few times I've had sex recently. I had sex with this 40-something, late 40s, mid 40s. She's watching. I shouldn't have said that. Mid 40s woman who we were talking, and she was like, "Do you want to get naked?" And I was like, "Yes." And I got naked, and we started making out. And I was like, "Okay, let's have sex." She was like, "Really? You want to have sex?" I was like, "Yeah." So, okay. So we start making out, we're kissing, and she's on top of me, and my penis is at the entrance of her vagina. And she says, "I'm not ready," and is completely frozen, like looking at me. And she looks like she is ready, but she says she's not ready.
Then you should stop.
But I didn't.
It's happened before. It's not fun.
Okay. So then we had sex for a while, and
And my sense in that moment, I didn't say this in the original video, but I'll give you some extra context. My sense was that
Sharpen.
felt like she wanted me to not be able to stop myself, but I don't even like sex that much. So I was just kind of like, I mean, I like sex. It's complicated. I have a lot of self-control.
Oh, jeez, what is happening?
I'll never be, like, unable to, like, oh, I was just so horny I had to do that.
I think it was gonna
That's
skull
never
bash
been
me.
But it felt like something about the way she was looking at me gave me the sense that it was like a game, and that's what I was supposed to do.
I feel like from my end, consent checking in.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was definitely.
So the proper challenge here. So it's difficult to engage with what he's saying because we don't want to be true. So the proper challenge here is that it starts with a concession. Okay. It actually might be the case that that is what she wanted at this point in time, and it might be the case that everything turns out okay. But the problem is repeatability, right? You don't really truly know what's going on in a person's mind, and it might be.
Ooh, I have an
possible
ice
you to get
move for
information.
this.
There is some chance that when she said she wasn't ready,
I have
she
an
actually
Aurora
truly was not.
beam.
That's actually totally possible. And if we just push forward,
Hopefully this
here,
hidden power
then
isn't a scary hidden power.
1 out of every 5 women in this situation are effectively getting raped, which is probably not something we should accept. You know, I would say definitely not something we should accept. I think that's the challenge that has to be presented here for this type of thought.
Technically,
I thought that would do more damage.
like for sure. But she reacted really well to it, and you know.
Try because my special attack on Vigoroth is garbage.
I also sent her the video, and she didn't press charges, although she still could.
I don't know if he's going to say anything relevant after this.
If you don't mind.
Yes, yeah. So and then I showed the video of Joe Biden smelling his like the treasurer's wife, Treasury Secretary's wife when Obama was president. He like sniffs her hair, and she's like recoiling from him. And then she wrote like a whole op-ed about how it wasn't creepy and how she loves him and how they're good.
Okay, fine.
Disagreeing on. We're just disagreeing on language application, right?
True.
You would apply rapist. I wouldn't. That's the only difference, right? We both agree that it's a perfectly fine action to pick up a chick at a coffee store, and then if she happens to be drunk after you have sex with her, there's nothing wrong with that action, right? Me and you agree with that, correct?
Yeah, if it's consensual, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, it can't be consensual because she's like blackout drunk. But
wait.
the dude doesn't know that. He has no ability to know that in this hypothetical. So did he do something wrong? Did he do something morally impugnable? I would say the answer is no, because from his perception, he couldn't have known the hazards that he needed to know in order to be morally condemned for his actions.
What do we miss?
What are we missing?
Ben's trying to explain
You just
to me
watched the
like
video.
this concept
Oh,
of like.
before
a
I said there
consensual
was if you go forward with this type of mentality, then 1 out of 5 times you're raping a woman. So
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
maybe before I called him a 20% rapist then, but I did say that when I was evaluating at that time, I wasn't evaluating the truthiness or the rapiness of his story. I was evaluating on the woman's end for the challenge that she should have given in response, which is you can never be sure if you're raping somebody or not.
You're not calling him a 20% rapist. You're talking about the risk involved in like operating on those rules, which I 100% agree with. It's
Yeah, but I mean, like
incredibly
that's
risky.
but I explicitly said in that video, I said that if I were to ask him, he would be forced to concede that there is a chance that when she said no, she meant no.
Well, okay, a couple things. Number one.
Wait, hold on. What I just said was a fact. How are you not agreeing with that? What I just said was a factual statement.
There's no. The problem is that there's no disagreement that he interpreted the no as a no. We always knew that. That's always been part of the video. It's about whether he interpreted the next thing as a yes or as a sign of
Well,
consent.
sure, but I'm just saying that back then I said, even back then when I was being hyper ultra charitable, even back then I said that Max should be forced to concede that there was a chance that when she said no, she meant no. I
Yeah,
said that.
He does
Okay.
concede
Okay.
that.
I just want to say that I said that. So my
Which is
position
why-
hasn't like radically changed. Okay. The only
Which
difference
is why he calls it rolling the dice. When I say radically change, I'm also referring to like I feel like when I watched you watch the Flacco video, you were talking about this a lot and like.
in the Flacco video,
You said you
Flacco's a
didn't even wanna
fucking
call it rape, I
moron
feel like,
because that guy was like a horrible fucking engager for
Thank
the
you,
entire
True.
conversation. Okay.
Yeah, he was. You're right, and he was just trying to dunk or whatever. There's a second thing, okay? The one that you just played a little bit ago, where he says, "I saw a look in her eye where she's daring me to do it like I'm some kind of pussy." I had never seen that one before. The first time I heard it was him describing it to you, and yeah, just based on that, that's rape because he doesn't say, "I thought she was consenting." He's like, "She's daring me to."
Yeah,
do
and he
it.
also adds a few more details that make it a little bit sketchier as well, where he's saying that like oh, like I like to skip the foreplay because I don't want to do any of this, waste any time, blah 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 blah. That is starting to like push it in a certain direction.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear any of that. I was having a separate conversation. I feel like we broke ground while you were.
Wait!
Oh,
Yeah,
Can't faint well,
totally
Pokemon.
Honestly,
Oh.
the biggest thing was
That was
you
almost
had seen
bad.
this earlier clip of him with the whole like daring me to do it, and I just hadn't. So you know what?
Well, I didn't see
I'm
this one
if
until like
it's-
yesterday. I think somebody sent it me. I think I watched it off stream before I even started my stream, and I hadn't seen that one prior to because people were starting to post a ton of old shit from him, that and like porno videos he did. But like this was a video that I hadn't seen. I'd only seen that, and I'm watching me watch this video. It's him describing it on the couch with this other woman, and like you said, he is provocative, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's phrasing this in the most extreme way, but he's having a conversation. It's kind of cool, blah 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 blah. But I don't think I'd seen that other streamable clip before, which it tells it in a way more aggressive way.
Okay, I get it. Well, listen, now that I've seen that video, I've changed my mind as well. Based if we're now then it's a game of like which Max do we believe? Because you know, like he's changed his story over the years. Who knows what's real if he was just saying that to be provocative or what? But based on that story alone, I would say that we should comfortably call that rape. The daring me to do it like I'm some kind of pussy thing.
Okay, good. I can raise the
Okay.
price on your stocks, so my community won't bully you, and you can survive another day. Okay.
It ain't up to you. I think you're fucking
Charge
almost
beam.
completely irrelevant to that. It doesn't matter.
No, I control all the markets.
Charge
Oh,
beam.
true. You control whether or not you abuse me. All right.
Okay, some guy named Jacko really wants to come in. Okay, I'm gonna let him in.
Okay.
Speed
yeah.
tie. I was faster this time.
He's like screaming.
I need to look at Vigoroth's stats.
I'll be back.
I don't actually know what its best stats are. Oh,
Hello?
could have looked at him right there. Trolling.
Okay. First of all, I can't fucking believe that you guys are like representatives of leftist ideas. I'm like a straight gym bro, and I'm about to lose my fucking mind. Like this
Attack is 28,
pinnacle
special
rape
attack is
culture. You
15.
enabling so much disgusting shit here.
It's pretty slow.
We've got people
Thought it was
who are
faster than
saying
that.
like you buy women shots with the intent of getting them to sleep with you. That's rape. But ignoring someone when they say explicitly no to you and then physically forcing them to fuck you is not. I can't fucking believe this, and you guys should be disgusted with yourself for doing this. This is like the level of executives who enabled Harvey Weinstein. Fucking insane. Like, you try to like explain to me how you could think that buying alcohol for someone is okay or is rape, but like verbally ignoring a no is not?
Okay. There's no ignoring a no. At no point in any version of the story that he tells does he say he ignores the no or doesn't accept the no as a no.
Really?
The conversation, yes, really. The conversation,
Okay.
which is why he calls it rolling the dice on whether or not. The very first conversation I heard was with Destiny a year ago. His very first conversation with Destiny, I think, where he's like, you know, I don't know if it was consent or, you know, I feel like it was, maybe it wasn't, but I rolled the dice, right? Like, the whole conversation we just had was about what is like the level at which we should require positive consent after verbal non-consent has been given, and is it considered rape if it doesn't meet that bar? That's the
So-
conversation we just had.
Okay, so what do you think that bar is then? Just give me a short rundown.
Just to be clear, this is always going to be impossible to find because it's just like, what is he going to say? A wink, a nudge, a shoulder rub, pat on the back, and
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
That
what I'd
is my
say-
answer.
Sure,
My
actually,
answer is,
let me give
well,
my
you
answer
fucking
first.
asked me, so I'm gonna answer,
Go ahead,
dickhead. Okay. I probably shouldn't call you that. You said you're a gym bro. You could probably beat the shit out of me.
That's
But,
fine. I'm not beating the shit out of anyone.
The point is, like, where it would be objectively rape, I couldn't tell you. Like, where that minimum bar is, where it objectively becomes or doesn't become rape, is tough. This is fuzzy. Like, the consent game, I can tell you what I would accept and what I would prescribe. If it's a verbal no, it has to be a verbal yes. That's what I would say. Within, like, a short time span, within a couple minutes or something like that. But when it is objectively rape, I'm curious to hear where you would set the bar, where you say it's definitely rape if it's not over this
Uh-oh.
bar.
Bulk up.
Okay, yeah, so
Not good.
maybe someone doesn't get raped. You're right there. But the person is a
That did
rapist
no
every
damage.
time, I will say. Unless
Uh-oh.
if you're going over for a verbal no, there's
See
I
how
think
much a
probably
special
two
attack will do.
situations. I think there's situations where it's
Oh,
okay
not
to go over
much.
verbal no.
Either time.
If
Please
you
don't
have some
poison
kind of
me.
established relationship and you're doing some form of consent,
Okay, I'm gonna
non-consent,
keep
or
going
like
with
back
Ironhead
play
because
thing,
it has a chance to
and there's like a
flinch.
level of trust.
Oh no,
Or
it's speed tie.
maybe if you just have an established
Speed tie
relationship,
not
where they're able to
good.
assert themselves in your
Speed tie
conflict.
not
I
good.
don't think there's any world in which
Flinch?
you're a same-day
Dang
Tinder
it.
hookup and you are able to responsibly or even
Oh,
in
oh,
any
and the
world,
poison, of course, this time.
ignore a verbal no.
Badly
based off of
poisoned?
someone's eyes.
Wow.
Even in the best circumstances, if someone had given you a verbal no and you had continued asking them, please have sex with me type thing, 99% of left creators would say that's rape.
Blast
because you're
burn!
trying to wear someone down. Ignoring a no because of a look and then
Good
physically
grief.
having them fuck you by pushing them onto your dick is like just levels beyond that. And I can't understand this disconnect between what's considered a very, I want to say like light version of rape, in terms of like wearing down a woman who's not like doesn't have good boundaries or stuff like that. When you're running cover for someone who like physically was like overpowered someone to fuck them after saying no.
Yeah, so I don't know. The thing that makes that difficult for me is I've already stated it like 1,000 times. I would define rape as unconsented, unwanted sex. Somebody has to have the. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Somebody has to have the agency to consent.
Goodbye.
Right? Like, so somebody under duress. So, for example, somebody can literally not say no. And
Okay,
say
Vigoroth
yes
is doing
in
some
this
work.
case
Thundershock?
because they're like
I don't think we want
potentially
Thundershock.
not in a position. To
We need
consent.
physical
Somebody
moves,
could be
man,
in
not
prison or something like that.
special.
It doesn't matter if they say yes. This gets really hazy when it comes to financial dependency and stuff like that. Like every time I've said this gets really tough, it's because there aren't super clear. Like at what level of financial dependency do we now know that this is like sexual misconduct that's worth being concerned about? It's funny because like I feel like I see a lot of reactions in chat, but I don't think anybody would be able to fucking tell me exactly where the bar is, and it is difficult.
Is it isn't this Loki's wager though? Isn't this Loki's wager? You're right. There is a really, really hairy area for like financial consent.
Yeah, and I want to talk about it. That's the point.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, though.
That's
Okay,
not
what
true.
about sex that is made
Can you connect that for
uncomfortable?
me?
Sure, it is not necessarily Loki's wager, because if it was
Oh,
Loki's wager, I would
Magmortar,
say,
look
since
out.
We can never know, therefore nothing's rape, and we should just ignore it. I've been wanting to have a conversation about where Steven
Can't
would
escape.
regard,
I
like,
love
setting
when
that
this
minimum bar.
happens.
I'm interested in that. I
I'm
wanna know.
8 levels up, and you're
when he
telling me I
asks
can't
where it is,
escape.
I'm like, I don't know either. Let's fucking
That
talk
doesn't
about it.
make
It's not Loki's
sense.
wager because I'm not dismissing the entire premise.
Charcoal doesn't help
Okay,
me.
let's actually just throw out all the baggage.
Can't use held items anyway, except like except consumables, I think.
And all that. Let's say I'm just me. I'm out with a girl, and we're hooking up, and I'm like kissing on her neck and stuff, and she's like, I don't really want to fuck tonight, and I keep going. And then I keep going, and I keep pressuring her, and I say, how about now? And she says no, and I keep going, and I say, how about now? My understanding, and I thought this was the common understanding for most of the world, is that would be rape. Do you feel that would be rape or no? If I wear her down and just try to break
If she
her
says
boundaries?
no, and you keep asking, and then she eventually says yes,
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be a totality of circumstances. In that bare hypothetical, I would say there's probably not enough information.
Wow.
Well, can it be the case that somebody can refuse 3 times and then change their mind and give consent properly?
So I think hold on. I think what everybody's hearing is not what Supreme is saying. I think what Supreme, when he's trying to describe these things,
This is
what
a
he's trying to
conversation that I
describe
just
is
would not want to have.
What do we mean when we say rape? Not whether or not the action is rape as we've come to understand it. Why is rape bad, and does these circumstances constitute that outcome? Meaning that, like, let's say that some chick comes over to my place. I'm not really feeling her. She's kind of pushing up on me. She does it a couple times. It's like whatever. But then she takes off her coat and she's got a massive rack, and now I'm down. Right, I'm down fierce. And then it's like, and then she keeps going, and we fuck. Was I raped? Was I raped? Everybody in here. Wait, you said no?
No, absolutely not.
Whoa, why? I never said yes.
You never said no either. Immediately.
Uh-oh.
Wait, no time. Let me finish. You said no, and
I'm so glad you
circumstances
came in
changed.
here.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Take some of the
wait.
heat.
You said
So-
no, and circumstances changed. Some external part of the situation changed that changed your opinion on that.
Ironhead
The
is
situation
gonna
with
do that
Mr.
much
Girl,
damage, I don't
she said
think.
no. He looked at
Well,
her
hold
for a
on.
second.
No,
and then
hold on. I
fucking
want to
went
keep.
for it.
I want to keep up with
you
your
guys are literally
hypothetical.
debate broing,
I wanna-
like consent. It's so fucking weird.
Well, yeah, that's what we. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
We need
That's
to
what's
do
bad
that. Yeah.
so many people are
Wait.
defending Mr. Girl like this.
Okay, that's all right, but we need to have these conversations so we can understand, like these gray areas that we're talking about. As much as you guys are bringing it to our attention, it's very important, because if I am wrong, people are going to get sexually assaulted if they run with
Oh
my
boy,
interpretation.
wish.
But if you're wrong, the same thing will happen. You're acting as though if myself, even though I'm not really staking this claim,
I feel like I
kinda
need to
trying
just try to
clarify
poison it, honestly.
Supreme's point right now, that or if Supreme's right and you guys are wrong, also people get raped that would otherwise get raped. So there's stakes on both sides.
Oh
And
boy.
I feel like
Who gets raped?
Oh,
if we say
boy.
that you just shouldn't fuck someone after they say no, unless you have a prior understanding that you should.
Well, it's because when people give when people give verbal yeses or nos, and then they otherwise, like in the example I gave, will developments will change.
Okay, I got the poison.
Nonverbal developments will change. You can get people that take those yeses
that's
or no's
good.
too far. Like the people who freeze. I think this is the most common form of sexual assault, is when people will either not be verbal and then the man or woman doesn't like freezes or doesn't want to upset the person, so they go along with it, or when they say yes and then they want to rescind their consent and they don't feel like they can. And so I think when we make it such a strong key thing, the verbal aspect of it, we risk doing the nonverbal no justice, when nonverbal is very important when it comes to either rescinding, well, primarily rescinding consent.
None of this is a contradiction at all, right?
Yeah.
You're right. That, like, yeah, there are times where someone will say no, or there's nonverbal consent, or a lack of nonverbal consent that could make it rape. You're right. That's absolutely true. But that doesn't really hold any bearing on when you're able to go over a no. I think if someone gives you a verbal no and you don't have a prior agreement for consent, non-consent play, or like bratty play, that's probably always something is not...
Right.
Go ahead.
What I was trying to gather before, when I gave the hypothetical to the room, was that there, perhaps, let me re-go over it. A woman comes over to my house. Let's say, in this instance, I say no, I don't want to fuck. She takes off her coat. She's got a rack. Now I'm down bad. And then, you know, it, for me, becomes a yes, but I don't say yes. She keeps going, and then we fuck. Was I raped?
No, not even close. If you go out on a date and you're not sure if you're going to fuck someone, or you don't think you're going out there, but eventually you learn to like that person throughout the night, that's not even close to rape. If you had said no...
I did.
Go ahead.
In the hypothetical, I said no.
Oh, okay. Well, then...
sorry, maybe I misspoke. I apologize. I must have misspoke.
You said no then, and she somehow continued advancing on you?
So, no, I said no to her sexual advances. Night progressed. We, like, finished a movie. She took off her coat. I saw her rack. Now I'm down, and she kind of rubbed shoulders again, and then we ended up fucking.
Yeah, so I'm going to...
Was I raped?
I'm going to assume no, but depending on the circumstances, maybe.
Wait, why is the assumption no? I said no, I didn't want to have sex, but then later she tried, like, 20 minutes later, and then...
I'll tell you, actually. I was going to keep
Trainer,
talking,
school...
So,
oh, boy.
I'm assuming in a situation like that, where if she has this massive rack, you're going to be really into her, and you're going to be giving what's called affirmative consent. You're going to be all over her back, even if you don't go back and say, hey, I know you said no earlier, but I actually really want to fuck now. You're probably doing what's affirmative consent, which is not something that happened in this case.
Okay, so you're assuming I did affirmative consent inside of this hypothetical.
Well, no, I guess so, yeah. And if there wasn't affirmative consent, which there wasn't affirmative consent in Mr. Girl's case, then it would be rape. You're right.
Okay. And so that was a whole straight array. Do you agree?
Like if this hypothetical is like rape?
Yep. Was I raped in this hypothetical? Do you want me to go back over it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So a girl comes over to my house. She starts rubbing up on my shoulder. I don't really want to fuck her. She is like, oh, yeah, giving me fuck me vibes. I'm like, I don't want to fuck. We watch him like a TV show for 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, she takes her coat off. I see she has a massive rack. Now I'm down to fuck. She rubs shoulders. I never say yes, but we end up fucking. Was I raped?
No.
Why?
Because the problem, like, you never like withdrew consent. You never said no. In that case,
do I keep misspeaking?
No,
I
definitely saying.
Supposedly said no.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like this
listening.
is the third time I've said this, and I listen. I love you.
They just hear man and woman, and they hear that
I was
a man
gonna
is
say
having.
we're about to have a squad W moment right now.
It's literally
this is
a squad W
The
moment.
third time that
out.
I've said I say no, right? I say no, and then 20 minutes later I change my mind because she takes off her top and she has a huge rack or whatever. But I don't say anything. She rubs her shoulders against me, and then we fuck. Was I raped?
Oh, okay. No, still.
Why?
Because a lot of sex is negotiated through body language, and you're saying
Allah.
over the point.
Allah! Allah!
You guys,
God,
this is not the
great.
dunk that you think that it is.
No, I don't. Wait, we already shook hands. I'm not trying to dunk on you. We're just trying to get to the point. I'm trying to communicate where Supreme is coming from. That's the whole reason I even started talking. Is because I came in here at all. Is because I feel
where's
like
the other
people
clown?
weren't hearing Supreme for what he was trying to say. And so I agree with you. I think Supreme, you agree with her, right?
I gotta be honest, I haven't been listening.
all right.
I heard the part where you said
Yeah,
no, but
yeah,
I don't know the exact perfect fun
Okay.
detail.
All right.
of
All
that,
right.
but-
All right. Okay. I'm losing it. Okay. My stocks are plummeting. All right. So the point I feel like I'm trying to get at with this is that there is,
There he is.
when we talk about rape, what we mean
So you
is
just answer yes to
something
all those
that is
questions and
more
you get it
than
right?
just you
Nice.
previously said no and then didn't say yes, so therefore you were raped. What we mean is that something is taken away from
Thanks,
somebody in
bruv.
regards to their ability to advocate for their own bodily autonomy. And when we're talking about that, it is necessarily complex and necessarily like case by case and intricate, because like in the example that I gave, I would say that, was I technically raped? Yeah, for sure, because I never said yes and I had previously said no. But when we're talking about meaningfully, when we're talking about actionable things, I was not raped, because I was down to do it. Maybe I put out signs, maybe I didn't, or
Where am I
whatever.
supposed to go
They were
now?
putting
This
out
way?
signs, I didn't reject the signs. There was all this stuff was there, right, for
Hold
me
on,
to be a part of it.
irrelevant, but like the thing that precipitated this conversation was that we were litigating Mr. Girl's story, and Mr. Girl's story had more details, and one of those details was that she said verbally, "I'm not ready," and Mr. Girl penetrated her anyway.
I understand. I
Everyone
hold
keeps
on.
skipping over the part that's important.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
she looked at him really nice. After
can
he'd said
I-
Yeah.
He interpreted
after
a
he'd
sign.
said, "I've been
What
so
you just said,
paid," he
what you
got
just
naked
said,
in
straight
front of
aid, about body language being a potential sign of consent or form of consent.
Yeah, straight aid. I feel like that's a part of it, but I understand their position as well. I want to just recap what I was saying before you guys move on back to that conversation, because it's clearly coming back to it. The reason why I really wanted to get that out there is because I feel like even in the context of the conversation with Max, we are just
Alright,
using the
let's
word
go to
rape
Warburg.
as its technical
Warburg.
form. And I feel like that's what Max was kind of critiquing, is just, is it technically rape? Therefore, it's like all other kinds of rape. So earlier when, Destiny was deafened, me and you, Straight Raid, had agreed that there's different levels and that we agreed to disagree on how to use the word rapist under this context. Because when we say rapist, what we mean is something, a condemnable characteristic of an individual that does something. And when you do everything right, you can technically still be a rapist, but I wouldn't label you a rapist because you're not doing the things that I believe is necessary to impugn.
He has Arcanine!
Steven was trying to
Bro!
get the victim
Bruv!
to
Stop using detect.
Someone may have been raped, but you're not a rapist. In this case, what we're saying is the opposite. We're saying Mr. Girl is a rapist, but it's possible someone wasn't raped.
I actually believe the opposite. I believe that the individual was raped, but I don't believe that I would call
Bro, he's just spamming detect. What is this?
Okay, so let's
apparently,
run this. Go ahead.
Just one little thing. I really apologize. I'm constantly interrupting. Apparently there was a clip played on stream that I have never watched. The video I've never watched for that given context for this specific moment. Right. This is given my current understanding, what I've been told in this moment. It is to my current understanding. Destiny was like watching a video where Mr. Girl was interviewing some person. And apparently there's added context there. I haven't seen that, so it is all prior to that context that I'm using to say I would not currently call Mr. Girl a rapist, but I do believe he raped someone.
I gotta be honest.
Well,
I would say I would be comfortable characterizing him as a rapist in that video that we just watched, where he's like, she's looking at me in the eye, daring me like I'm some kind of pussy if I don't do it, or something like that. I would characterize him
it
as a
sounds
rapist
like I should watch that video then.
Yeah.
So in the world, let's say I hook up with 100 people on Tinder, and every single one of them says no to me, and I fuck them. Anyways, how often am I a rapist there? Or am I a rapist every time, even if they're okay with it sometimes afterwards?
I don't think it's about whether or not they're okay with it afterwards. I agreed with Destiny when he said this earlier. I don't think that matters to whether or not a rape occurred. I think when I was talking about the after the fact, we can use that inductively to try and reason whether or not somebody was picking up on the right nonverbal signs. So in a he said, she said, so let's say me and you fuck, right? And then you say you weren't putting out fuck me vibes. And then I say you were putting out fuck me vibes, right? But we had like a 10-year relationship afterwards, right? And it was swimmingly, it went swimmingly. There was no hiccups, no nothing. I think we can use that as an argument that there was probably it's more likely than not likely that I did pick up on good vibes that you were down to do it.
I
Not
100%
that it's
disagree.
really. You
Yeah,
think there's
so
no
think-
correlation there
yeah,
at
think
all?
about every child bride in the world. They're raped, but they very often grow to love their husbands and live a happyish life afterwards. But that does not mean when they're fucked that first time and they don't want it, or they say no, or they're very uncomfortable, that it isn't rape.
Do you think
Just
this is comparable?
Absolutely.
Do you think
it
a
isn't
child bride is comparable?
Yeah, why not? It's someone
Because
who
they're a
Child cannot
child?
consent.
Because they're literally a child?
Okay,
What do you...
let's say an adult who was raped, who was forced into a marriage.
Okay.
Let's say it was an arranged marriage place where you don't know this person, you don't really want to fuck them, but it's expected of your society, and you're raped on your wedding night because you have an arranged marriage. But you eventually learn to have a loving marriage and you're happy in the end. I would still call that rape, and I'd still call that man a rapist.
It's not about whether or not it is rape. It's whether about when it's
Isn't that
in
the whole-
contempt. No, it's about whether... No, because I've already said that it is rape. It's whether or not Mr. Girl is condemnable to a level that what we mean when we say rapist. So what do you
Okay.
mean? So hold on. What is the point of you labeling somebody a
Nice
rapist? What are
crit.
you
That's
trying to
actually
achieve?
that actually might have mattered.
I'm
It's probably
saying
saved me
they
a
should
potion.
probably not be engaging in sex because they're clearly irresponsible and don't trust other
Okay,
people's autonomy.
Great.
Let me
That
run
that's
this
a...
out. Let me run this out. So
Oh, okay. I just
think,
agree with you. But
that's fine. Yeah, let me just finish the thought. If I think it's a pretty standard belief that wearing someone down until they say yes is rape.
Sure.
I also think that if another adult verbalizes their boundaries as a no, no other adult should be able to inductively decide that their words don't matter, that their words don't mean anything, especially if they don't have a prior relationship. And I'm going to use the meme word. There's a massive power imbalance. If there's a dude who can literally beat the shit out of a woman and she says no, and he just goes on his own feelings, he might be socially retarded. He can't, there's no way that he can actually realistically justify that. You're right. Maybe 1 out of 1,000, maybe 1 out of 100 is a thing. But as a dude, it doesn't matter how good your skills are. You shouldn't be doing that because you'll never be sure. So you might be
I think
raped.
everybody here agrees with that.
And why are you
right?
running cover for him? That's literally rape.
It's not... No,
Running
no, no,
cover
no,
for someone
no.
doing this is rape
Oh
culture
my
because
goodness.
everyone in your audience who's a single male who might be socially awkward and maybe a virgin is hearing, oh, shit.
No, they
you know,
aren't.
I
No,
can fuck a
no,
girl
they aren't
after she
because
says no.
No,
They
they
are.
aren't. No, they
Okay.
are not because I'm saying something. When we're describing what rape is and why we care about rape, and why rape is bad to do to another person, it isn't
Not so good against steel
because
types.
somebody said no.
Could use a
and
fighting move.
That's what they meant. It's because there's some kind of experience that somebody has after their bodily autonomy is taken from them. Correct?
Right. And when someone asserts a boundary and you ignore that boundary, that is definition
You think in
ignoring someone's
every
autonomy.
and you think in every single circumstance, including the one where I'm sitting on the couch, chick is rubbing shoulders with me, then 20 minutes later she takes her coat off and then I fuck her. You think I am having this same
Uh-oh,
experience
and no
as a woman
superpower?
being
That's not
violently
good.
raped? Those
Wait,
are
you fuck
the
her or she
same-
fucks you?
Wait, no,
Because
time
you
out,
said
time
They
out.
she
have
fucks-
sex.
She forced
She fucks
herself
me.
onto
They
you.
have sex.
And yeah, wait, those aren't analogous. Repeat that one more time just so I've made sure I didn't get
So-
lost.
You think me sitting on a couch with a woman and she rubs shoulders with me and I say I don't want to fuck her, then 20 minutes later after watching an episode of The Office she takes off her coat and then I realize she's got boobas and then I do want to fuck her and then she rubs her shoulders up against me and then I fuck her. You think that experience is the same thing when we're describing rape as somebody who is got Weinstein? You think those are the same
No,
experience?
I didn't say those were the same, but I'm gonna.
Okay. So what I'm trying to describe is that there's a material difference between these two experiences, so much so that I would say that in many circumstances it requires either a different word, like me and Straighter Age talked about when I'm fine with sexual assault or I'm fine with all of these different things. It requires a different word because I feel
Wait.
like what we appeal to is something that isn't being applied here.
Okay, so I agree there are different levels of rape. That's why I
Yeah.
actually brought out the ignoring, asking again and again and again, saying yes, wearing someone down until they say yes. I'd say that's less bad than ignoring someone's no and physically forcing them to fuck you. But
I would agree
maybe not.
with that.
Oh,
I think that's
okay, then-
I think that's true.
So you
They're still
wouldn't.
both rapists.
Yes,
the
wait, no,
point.
irrelevant. So you're saying that if I wear down a girl until she says yes, that's not rape. My understanding
Well,
was
no,
like most
no, no.
people.
Wait, that's not what I just said.
I understand, but you did say that ignoring a verbal consent is not is more bad. So I'm saying that
I really
if
don't
that's
like
more
just
bad,
having one
I don't
Pokemon.
understand why you're defending
kinda
that as
lame.
not rape when you're saying something that's less bad, which you just agreed with, is rape. That's what's confusing
So no,
me.
the point of contention is whether or not raping somebody is worthy of the label rapist when in what we're trying to describe when we call somebody a rapist. That's what I'm saying. When you describe a rapist, I'm assuming you mean anybody that raped anybody, correct? No matter what, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would say that if I went to a bar or if I went to a cafe, found a chick, picked her up, slept with her, turns out she was blackout drunk, but she appeared sober, that I am a rapist. You would agree with
For
me?
life.
For life, I am a rapist forever.
Hold up. Go back from the start. One more
Okay,
time.
I go
just
to a
really
cafe. I see a pretty lady. She looks great. All right, she's looks perfectly fine, stone cold sober. We go back to my place. We fuck. Turns out she was hammered, damn near blackout drunk. I am a rapist for life, by your definition.
We've already established this. No, there could be times where someone is raped and there wasn't a rapist, and there could be rapists where no one is raped. In
Okay,
this
hold on.
situation,
Why are you
someone was
applying?
raped.
Right. Why? Why are you applying rapist to in what why would you not call that person a rapist? Why not?
Because they didn't that none of their actions match up with someone who is ignoring the autonomy of someone else, right? So
Okay.
a rape. Wait, let me finish. Someone who is raped is someone who doesn't feel like they were asserted, like they were able to assert themselves in like a sexual situation. A rapist is someone who actively tries to get around someone's verbal, not verbal, someone who actively tries to overrule someone else's bodily autonomy. In that situation,
Okay,
you
great.
didn't try to overrule someone's bodily autonomy. You had no idea, so you're not a rapist, even if that person may have been raped.
Great. I agree with that. I can work with that. That's fantastic. Do you believe that what Mr. Girl was doing was to intentionally circumnavigate the no?
Yes, explicitly.
In the clip we just saw, you should watch it. I gotta be honest.
Okay.
If I
All right.
had seen that clip, I never would have come in here to argue with Destiny. I would have. I
Okay.
agree 100% after watching.
Listen. I'm running without seeing that clip, so
It is
there
the
is
first
that,
version of
Wait,
it.
why
It's
not
like the
just why not
oldest
just
version.
watch it real quick, and then maybe I don't know, you might still
Sure,
have the same
sure.
opinion.
The reason.
Wait, but now you're
because
talking more. Why not just watch it?
Hold on.
You
The
should
original
definitely just
reason
watch
why
it.
I came in here wasn't to discuss whether or not the material validity of this. It was because I felt like there was an impasse in the conversation with Wicked Supreme.
This is the best run I've had so far. And I'm listening to a crazy weird conversation in the background. This is not what I expected, but honestly, I'm invested in the outcome of this because I'm not gonna lie. I thought
that
Mr. Girl
element
was
is
just the
interesting.
worst.
This is like
One of the
textbook
worst
culture, right?
people I've
You're
ever
running
seen on the
infinite-
internet.
You're the ultimate skeptic. for
Honestly,
anyone accused of any sexual assault.
I tried to
Rape
give him
some
a chance and the
woman in
benefit of the
world,
doubt just
she
because
had
it's
texted
Destiny and I
secretly
respect
that
him and
she
I,
wanted
you know,
to,
assumed that
ignore-
he
Wait, yes, it is
like
your position
saw something
because
that I couldn't,
Laura
but
Lance is
I
an
have
accused of
hated,
this.
not
You bring
hated,
all
I have
kinds of
extremely
ridiculous
disliked
nonsense to
Mr.
try to
Goal
explain
from the
why
very
it's
beginning. He's made me
okay to
very
ignore verbal
uncomfortable.
consent with nothing
And
more
Lav
than
just,
You haven't
When-
been
on someone
listening.
you
she
don't-
just
haven't been
is
listening, I'm sorry.
too
Okay,
young.
I guess
I
that's
don't want to go over
She
it
just
again.
hasn't
Dumpster.
hasn't grown up enough
I
yet
feel like
Give it to
I feel
and
I've
like
ad-
talked
I
with
feel
enough
like I've
people and met enough
adequately
people
stated
and
amongst everybody
understood
here,
enough
including
differing
Schrader Ray,
viewpoints
when,
and she just hasn't
Destiny
figured her
stated
stuff
that
out yet. Is this a
I'm
physical move
here
or a
just
special move?
simply
It's
to
special.
Discuss the
Is that better than Sludge? No.
why we label people rapists. What is the point of labeling people rapists? Is there a good reason to label the guy that walks into the cafe and picks up the chick who otherwise appears sober and has sex with them and rapes them? Is it useful to
You're
call
straw
that
manning.
person
You're literally
oh,
straw
no,
manning.
no, I'm not. Hey, you're telling me I'm straw manning the reason I came in here? You can't even do that. Like,
No one's
imagine-
disagreed with that.
No,
No one's called
no,
it. Literally,
yeah,
not a single person
literally.
has
I
called them
hold
a
up.
rapist.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Me and Stray Raid had a back and forth when you weren't here, and that was exactly what we talked about. Okay, it was about whether or not somebody doing that is on the same level of rapist, and whether or not there is some kind of meaningful distinction between the two, between Harvey Weinstein and the dude that goes to a cafe and picks up a woman that is otherwise sober. And I felt like that wasn't being properly communicated in the previous conversation. You can call me stupid, that's fine. You
Okay,
could
wait,
say
let
that maybe I was misguided and whether or not that needed input in this conversation, but the idea that that wasn't the reason I came in here, who are you, man?
Ooh.
What? Ooh, who? I'm a nobody. But let me ask Straighter Age. Straighter Age, did you say then you did say that you think that person's a rapist and they're the same as Harvey Weinstein? Is he?
No, I
said that?
didn't.
We
Wait,
discussed.
who are we? Are we talking about Destiny?
Yes.
No.
No. What I said was we discussed the levels of it, and the reason why I wasn't comfortable with saying that he was a
Nice. The
rapist
one shot.
is because when we're invoking similar things,
Elite
like
Four. I
Harvey
just beat an Elite
Weinstein
Four
or
member.
the
Pog.
great cafe rapist of 2022. That I think that there's a meaningful difference.
Trying to beat all the
When we
trainers I
say
can because I
rapist,
need
what
XP
we
for
think
sure.
of is things like Harvey Weinstein and whatever, and then we broke bread with the idea that Straighter Aid has no problem calling the cafe burglar a rapist.
Not to
and
interject
I'm
real
more-
quick, but when we think
Wait, no,
rapist, we
time out,
don't.
you are
Wait,
strong.
real
This
quick.
is the okay.
Wait,
this
wait,
happens with every type of criminal behavior, right? Not every type of robbery is as like escalated as each instance. Like,
Again,
why
we-
does
we
this
just-
matter? Like,
Because we have terms like manslaughter for a reason.
Wait,
yeah,
irrelevant.
but,
You literally wore
okay. There are
strawman.
other types of criminal behavior than just murder.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
why
and we have
They-
we
they
have,
still all get grouped the same once they've
That's so
been
true.
once they committed a
That's so
crime
true.
within that bracket.
Yeah, like eating ketchup should be like illegal.
Okay.
Why sushi? Why?
Okay, wait, no, irrelevant. You really were strawmanning though, because no one, or Straighter Aid, maybe I'm misinterpreting. Nobody
No.
said that they were a rapist, and nobody said that they're the same thing.
Yeah,
But
I never
hold
said
on,
that
we
it was the
are
same thing.
saying
I
that
was
someone
trying
else
to
is a
get to
rapist.
no.
and
It's
we are saying that they
oh
aren't
my
the same
god.
thing.
I don't know how. I'm gonna assume this is my fault. The whole
is.
point of this isn't to. Yes, it is. I'm assuming that the whole point of this isn't to say that Straighter Aid was wrong because they said whatever. It is that when we're describing why somebody is a rapist and why it is useful to label somebody a rapist, I personally don't think it serves us much use to say the cafe guy who is a rapist. We all agree the guy who goes into the cafe and fucks a chick who
Why are
is
you saying
blackout
we
drunk.
don't all agree? I literally said that dude's not a rapist. Why are you saying we all agree? I've said this 100 times.
All right. Well, wait. Are they the only person that doesn't think that they're a rapist? Or they, excuse me, rape somebody?
Called the
Those are
fuck
different. No, someone was raped.
out.
They are not a rapist. We've made this
Okay.
distinction. I made
So
this distinction.
So I had the conversation with Straighter Aid. Do you believe the dude that goes into the cafe and then rapes somebody, rapes the chick, is a rapist?
Does Vigoroth evolve at level
Sorry.
30? I think it does.
what?
Do you
Can
believe
run
the
a story?
person?
Oof.
Do you believe that going into a cafe, meeting a lovely lady who is otherwise sober, having sex with her when she appears otherwise sober, but it turns out she was drunk, do you think that makes you a rapist?
I was saying that categorically you're still a let me finish. Categorically you are still a rapist, okay? Like, this is why I was drawing parallels to the murder thing. There's first degree murder, second degree, third degree murder. And one of those degrees of murder is worse than the other, but they are all still murder. Similarly,
Well.
there's degrees of rape, okay? There's violent acts of rape, there's coercive acts of rape, but they're still categorically rape.
Oh,
That
dude,
was
we
my
just need like
only
different like
argument.
categories
I
then.
think this
Okay,
is
I'm ready to
something
1v7.
important to
Let's fucking
mention,
go.
right? What do you think is the most
Ooh.
common type of rape?
I
It's
think
not
the
violent rape.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
So
not.
do we
Of
just
course not.
like let off all of the non-violent rapists? That's how we've got to
I
this
know-
point
I know-
where consent is such an issue because we just like, oh, they were drunk, that makes this fine, it's etc. etc. Like this
I
is where
don't-
we are in the rape
e-
culture that Destiny was talking about earlier.
even in the hypothetical, that's not even what we're discussing. We're not discussing somebody who just happens to be drunk and whatever. We're talking about somebody like something that's quite infrequent, which is
I'm
somebody
probably
who's
only gonna
blackout
go
drunk
for
that
like
appears
another
otherwise
few
guilty,
minutes
so-
here,
which is not a super common thing for people.
and then I'll be done for today.
Is it
Did he
unheard
give me
of?
Rock
No,
Smash?
People have seen it before. I've seen it before, but it's something that we're just for the sake of hypothetical.
I can't use it until I
we're
beat the first
talking
gym
about.
anyway.
So
I think.
blackout
reason-
drunk, but also
I need to get an
seasoned
HM friend,
drink
though.
Anyway, you can't sense it
Correct.
on
I need
them
like a
anyway,
Bidoof
it's
or
all
something.
Yes,
seasoned
correct.
completely. So there are
Yeah.
I don't think
functioning
Magnemite's a good
alcoholics,
HM
and
friend.
one woman that's a functioning alcoholic and you can't tell.
What?
The one
Well, how
woman
else
that's
would
a
someone that is blackout drunk and you can't tell.
Or just to the point where they can't consent.
Yeah, but how often does that happen? Like someone
Not very
blackout
often. It's
drunk
a
and-
hypothetical. It's literally just a hypothetical.
Yeah, it's a
not that
hypothetical.
Yeah, but it's
A
a really
rapist-
shit hypothetical because
No,
of
it's not.
racism.
It's
Okay,
not- really
no,
not.
wait, hold on. Kelly, the whole point of the hypothetical is it
I know what the
conceit?
point of a hypothetical is.
Then why are you
The
questioning the hypothetical?
sucks. Because the hypothetical sucks.
It's
Because
not.
Such a small,
No,
but,
it's
like,
not. It's not. The hypothetical.
Okay,
Stop.
Blackout drunk. This isn't just drunk.
Kelly,
Ooh,
there are
that's
people
so
that can
much
get very
damage.
drunk and
Crit.
actually show very little outward indication of
Yes,
it.
alcoholics, but like.
Yes. Okay. That's
well,
so. There's
why
not
are
just
we
one.
Why are we fucking it sitting on a very small?
Because it's just a hypothetical. The idea
If you don't
is,
understand the
could you
hypothetical,
have
why are you
sex
here?
with somebody
That
and you
makes
really
it
couldn't?
misleading. Why can't we?
Could you
Wait,
have?
is this
focus
in a
on the-
Rayquaza!
or in a cafe?
Oh,
That's
no.
Like in a cafe,
I
you're
s-
not
I s-
expecting someone to be.
You're right.
drunk.
I use cafe as
Ruby,
an example.
please die.
Just for the hypothetical.
Please die
and-
to this,
and- and-
I
please.
feel like it's not their fault because they don't know.
Oh.
If it was a
Well,
bar, maybe
great.
different.
That's a part of the point that I'm trying to make. I think it's about whether
Is
or
that
not
confusion?
it's their fault,
Oh.
like Sushia was appealing to there, is where I draw the big distinction, and whether or not I just wanted
Okay,
a
got 'em.
clarification on language, because that was the important thing. I felt like I
So
just wanted
close
to,
to
ask,
another
because
level.
I didn't think we were
Level would have
having
been
a
nice there.
conversation that centered whether or not
Let's go back and heal. And honestly, I think that's probably going to be the
somebody
end
was
for
really to
today.
blame,
So I'm going to mute
and
this.
whether or not their
I'm actually
actions
just going to
could
close
have
it.
been
Thank you to those that stopped by. I know it wasn't a ton of people, but you know, it was nice. I'm basically just trying to build like the streaming muscle right now. I'm trying to get back into the habit. I'm trying to make this a habit that I want to do. I'm not sure like how to make it super entertaining. I honestly just want this to be like a chill place for me to just hang out and do what I would normally do. Just do it live. So it's never going to be like super excited and hype and crazy and stuff like that. It might be like if we hit any important milestones or if there's like a game that I'm really, really enjoying or something like that. But for the most part, I kind of just want to chill and do what I would normally do and just enjoy my life and kind of be a chill place for people to come hang out if they want. And I know that I probably won't get a ton of viewers early on, but you know, maybe it'll build eventually. Maybe I can start advertising it on my actual videos. Once I get like consistent with it and have a set schedule, I'll probably start doing that. But thanks to those that stopped by. I appreciate it. If you're still here, make sure to thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel so that you can see when I go live. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next stream.